Anointed ones, there is a dilemma right now. You see, when Joseph's brothers threw him in the pit and sold him into slavery, um, Joseph had no choice but to hold on to God. Joseph had no choice but to put his trust in God. Even when Potiphar's wife accused him, he had no choice but to trust in God. Because the coat of many colors that he was given, that was not only naturally, that was also symbolically representative of the favor that he had on his life. That was a representation of the favor of God that was on his life. So when he made it to Egypt, and remember, this was of no choice of his own. Remember, Joseph, basically, he was favored, and he told about his dreams and visions, and it brought on envy, it brought on jealousy, it brought on a plot on his life. And being transported to Egypt was not of his own accord. Being thrown into prison was not of his own accord. Being bought to the house of Potiphar was not of his own accord. But the dilemma often ushers in the blessing. The dilemma that you are facing, anointed one, is going to usher in your blessing. And even though the positions that you are in, anointed one, were not of your own doing, were not of your own accord, the position that you are currently in, anointed one, was because of the hands of another. But that very thing that was orchestrated against you for evil, the very thing that was orchestrated against you for your downfall, the very thing that was orchestrated against you, anointed ones, is going to usher in your blessing. It's going to usher in your next. When Joseph's brother had to go to Egypt because there was a famine, who did they come across? The very ones that threw him in the pit. He came across the ones that threw him in the pit. And the ones that threw him in the pit, here's the kicker. They didn't even recognize him. He had changed so much that they did not recognize him. He was now in a place of position, so they could not recognize him. Anointed one, the ones that rendered you evil, you are now unrecognizable to them. Because of the pain that they issued, because of the fact that they threw you in the pit, it has caused you to change. It has caused your spiritual stature to change. It has caused your physical appearance to change. So now you are unrecognizable, anointed ones. And the dilemma was that they came across Joseph, and now their now their life was in his hands, and they didn't even know. They did not even know that the very one I tried to destroy will now be holding my life in their hands. The very one that I tried to destroy will now be holding my life in their hands. And the revelation, or the revealing of who he now was, it put them in fear. And why it put them in fear is because they knew their actions. They knew the extent of their plans against Joseph. And when he revealed who he was, they became afraid. Anointed ones, in this season, God is revealing who you are. God is revealing who he has transformed you into. And your enemies will be afraid. Why they will be afraid is because they know the pain. They know the weight of their actions. They know that what they did to you was not right. They know that what they did to you was unwarranted. They know that what they did to you was unjustified. And anointed ones, after they did it, they lied. Anointed ones, after they threw you into the pit, they went back and said things that were not true. They went back pretending to be the victim. They went back with a blood-stained coat of many colors and lied and said that you were finished. But here you are in the flesh. Here you are in all your royalty. Here you are in the position that they put you in. They put you in the position of notoriety. Their evil put you in the position of power, anointed one. Their evil put you into the palace, anointed one. And when they stood before him and they were afraid, he said, don't fear. You meant it for evil, but my God meant it for good. So this is the dilemma, anointed one. The dilemma is they meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. The dilemma is they plotted on you. That's the dilemma. The dilemma is that they plotted on you, and God took that very plot, anointed one, and he twisted it. God took that very plot, anointed one. God took your accusations, anointed one. God took your pain, anointed one. God took your persecution, anointed one, and he twisted it for his glory. So now the dilemma is, should I be afraid? Should I be embarrassed? Should I be remorseful? That is the dilemma of the enemy. They now don't know how to approach you. They don't know how to take you. They now don't know how to communicate with you because of the heaviness, because of the weight of what they did. But anointed one, Joseph did not render evil for evil. Anointed one, Joseph did not render evil for evil. In this next timeline that we are about to enter into, anointed one, you've healed. You've done the work, anointed one. Do you not think that Joseph was not wounded? Do you not think that Joseph was not angry? Do you not think that Joseph did not have to go through the healing journey? Do you not think that Joseph had to sit many nights and ponder, what did they do? Do you not think that Joseph felt the pain? Don't think that he didn't cry at night. Don't think that he didn't say, what did I do to deserve this? Simply for the coat of many colors? What did I do to deserve this? And Joseph went through his healing journey. Joseph pushed through. Joseph pushed through being accused. Joseph pushed through the betrayal. Joseph pushed through the wickedness of his brothers. Joseph pushed through it. And when they came, because there was a famine, anointed, there was a famine. There was a famine. and they needed help. There was a famine. And they needed help. And Joseph did not render evil for evil. Joseph helped anyways. And through that, God was able to get the glory. Through Joseph not saying, you know what, off with their heads. Joseph didn't say that. He could have. He could have been like, you know what, off with their heads. He could have done that. He really could have did that, because now he was sitting in a place of power. Now he was sitting in a place of prestige. And he could have said, off with their head. And instead, Joseph fed them. Instead, Joseph fed them. Anointed, God is going to put you in a position where the very ones that have wronged you are going to have to come before you. The very ones that wished evil in their heart against you, they're going to have to come before you, and you are going to be faced with a dilemma. And the dilemma is, how do I handle this situation? The dilemma is, do I render evil for evil, or do I let the love of God shine through me? So just as they are in a dilemma, anointed one, you too will be in a dilemma. They didn't have to throw him in the pit. She didn't have to lie on him. They meant it for evil, but God turned it into good. I love you guys. Have a beautiful and a blessed day. And remember, always, always be kind.